on that note, welcome back to episode 4 of the Dogfight Series. I hope you guys enjoyed that little cinematic. That was actually one of the battles that will be taking place today. Those are shots from the battle. And we'll also be featuring not only A4 versus MiG-15, but Harrier versus MiG-15 and MiG-17, and Harrier versus MiG-23. A couple of interesting dogfights. And you might be thinking Harrier versus MiG-15, MiG-17, well, whatever. But they're superior turn fighters, and the Harrier has some fun little tricks up its sleeve to win these dogfights. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I feel like the obligatory, let's go ahead and point out the all this was done live on the live stream, so make sure you guys are checking that shit out. But here we go. Wobblin's going to be our guy in the A4E. Notice they were distracted fighting some people, have a huge energy advantage on them. Learned a few things about the A4 in this fight. I learned that they got a little bit of thrust, and God, they can cash out their energy for a fat little turn. He notices me, and he points his nose up towards me. Probably a good bet, mainly because it's just kind of stopped me from going for that shot. His 20 mils are a little easier to spray up and probably just straight up hit me versus the cannons that the MiG-15 has, 37 and 223s. But when they hit, you know about it. But just gonna maintain my energy advantage here. Just keeping my speed up, keeping the one thing that the MiG-15 does well is boom and zoom and gain energy. The MiG-15 gets a little weird when it gets fast though, because it loses a little bit of authority, especially in its roll. But you know, in its pitch and everything, the plane just kind of locks up. So you just gotta manage that and don't engage unless you've got your enemy just at the right speed. So here I am closing in for shots. He jinks off. I'm not going to follow him. If I lose speed and I follow him, I'm right off his nose. He recognized that very quickly, though. And notice he points his nose up. But I'm still taking this fight into the vertical, using my energy advantage. But he gets a missile off. Pretty confident he wasn't going to hit me, but it is a little scary. Playing with flaps just to get around the circle, but look at him. Look at him point that nose like crazy. Now, the good thing is, for me, is that took a lot of energy to do. So he maybe cashed out at the wrong time there. So I'm just going to once again keep this fight in the vertical, going up, going over, using that superior thrust. And honestly, I was playing with a friend earlier that had A4E early, and I think it was pretty matched on the MiG-15 as far as thrust. So I don't really know. I have to do some research into that. But pop my air brake there, just as to not like overshoot him anymore. I was kind of ready to equalize the fight and get in it. I was tired of kind of chasing him and doing the loop here. And then I realized, look at him. He's pulling away. I came from a dive and only tapped my air brake for a second. And, I mean, he's hauling out pretty good. And I'm pretty sure the A4E has just a little bit more of a top speed than the MiG-15. So he's just on his way out. I'm kind of thinking at this point, oh, he's just going to fly back to his airfield. And I'll fly back towards mine and whatever. But, so I'm kind of looking around, making sure I'm clear. Every once in a while, check the 6, check around, check the map. Gonna climb a little bit and go ahead and turn away. As soon as he saw that, I mean, he's a very aware pilot. I'll give him that. He goes in for that turn, so I just go for the recommit there. I know we're both using a lot of energy here, so it's not like I'm going to be at a huge disadvantage. And he turned all the way around. He's got nose up on me, so I'm just going to try to stay off his nose, narrowly avoiding shots there. A lot of these fights, I think I'm just lucky. Going back, keeping it in the vertical here, and knowing I'm just a little bit faster than him, and just keeping off his nose here. You notice I pitched over and didn't continue in my original turn there. Flaps, and then watching that speed. We're both really, really low speed here. But at this point, I realized I'm going to be able to get my nose on and take shots. So here it goes. 37s, 23s, sailing out. All I need is one hit, and the fight's over. Good fight from Woblin. GG for you for sure, buddy. Alright, and next fight we have here is going to be with the Harrier. Both clips actually I have today for the rest of the clips are on this map. And no, this MiG-17 is not the one that I killed, but damn, I killed him. And these missiles are deadly. You know, we're up here at altitude. Note the altitude, note the speed, note the Mystere thinking about coming towards me, and note the MiG-17 definitely coming for me. A little bit of an up tier here. I don't look at the other planes around. I was pretty lucky to have this battle. MiG-17's definitely gonna be a threat though. MiG-17's a pretty fast plane. So we're just gonna extend away, create that separation, make sure that he's the only guy that I'm fighting here because that Mystere is absolutely a dangerous plane. Missile out, not too worried about it, just dumping flares, gonna maneuver away. Don't want to give him an easy kill. I want to make him fight for it at least a little bit. And the Harrier is just a vicious plane. I mean, absolutely vicious plane. It's very out of pocket. You've got the thrust vector kind of control thing going on there. And here we go. This is our merge. I think he didn't try to get nose on, but he is coming around the circle there. And then notice I'm playing with the thrust vectors. At the bottom of the screen, you should see thrust vector control, and that's going to kind of give you an idea of what I'm trying to do. And you can see the nozzles moving. Coming around the circle, dropping flares, just you never know who's going to come up on you. Just precautionary flares. And I got my thrusters pointed all the way down, trying to rate as hard as I can, seeing how well I can beat him. I'm kind of doing a little bit of probing here because, I mean, believe me, I haven't done many Harrier versus MiG-17 fights. And I noticed, man, even with my thrusters all the way down and in a full turn, he's still just barely getting the inside of me. So I'm like, all right, let's get him slow, and let's see what we can do about that. And so notice my speed pretty low, 440 kilometers an hour. That's not much. But the Harrier's able to regain that pretty fast here, and this was probably his one chance that he had to kill me. And definitely, I think he had the nose authority to be able to do it, but going to cause the overshoot on the thrusters right here, and no, it's not over like that, but damn, that would have been sweet. I was hoping for it when I did it. Look at the map there. Notice the map as I'm trying to get these shots. There's my critical, and just narrowly avoiding death there. MiG-15. He's on the overshoot. I notice he's got a lot of energy. And then just going to pull the nose up. And guess who doesn't have flares? German MiG, so it's going to be the MiG-15 Bis from the first dogfight, actually. And no more for him. Let's just put him to sleep really fast. MiG-17 still a threat, but I did critical him. And he's having a hard time kind of getting any authority over his plane now. So it's just a cat playing with his food. But, yeah, a little bit of situational can go a long way. Even just a little bit of reaction time that I had there was just enough to save me. I mean, he still could have hit his shots and killed me very easily there, but, you know, it happens. He's going fast, so chances are he's probably locked up. Just going over the top of this MiG-17, just making sure we don't fumble right here at the end. And just, like I said, cat playing with its food. Swinging around. Still playing with the thrust vectors. I know he's going really slow, so if I didn't do this, I would probably take me a few more turns to just go ahead and get on him. So I figured let's go ahead and just let's go ahead and end this fight after I managed to hit him. So a little hit with a 30, a little tickle, and he knows. He knows. A GG to him as well. He did fight really hard, so good job, Rebel 27, and potentially playing on a controller. Alright, so actually the same game as last, just a little farther on. I think I landed and rearmed. You can see I'm fully loaded back up. MiG-23 off my nose here, and I'm hoping sometimes these AIM-9Gs can get a front aspect shot depending on what plane, but I'm going to go ahead and cue my plane up for a really hard pull in the downward direction here because he's going to shoot at me. Pulling hard there, just a couple of return fire shots there. I knew he was going to go for it. And, you know, a lot of you probably are flying the MiG-29s and the Yak-141s and the F-16s and F-14s, but the MiG-23 is actually quite a dangerous plane if you're not in the best plane, period. And as you can see, he had the ability to get around that circle faster than I could, even with thrust vectoring. And he's going to continue to turn inside of me here, so I'm just really trying to stay off his nose. Look how close that was. I mean, that was dumb close. Coming back in, just going to kind of try to keep messing with him here. I got my thrusters pointed down, so I'm kind of cashing in a little bit of my speed, knowing I can kind of regain it. But compared to him, he's got a lot of thrust. I mean, he's just going straight up here. Fox 2 fight for sure. We're getting rid of this AIM-9G. And off the rails, Fox 2. Didn't look at the hit, though. It's kind of upsetting. But I hit him. Not really a whole lot more that MiG-23 can do, but I just wanted to highlight this one. It's just kind of fun. A lot of it's all been gun kills thus far. But yeah, got him pretty messed up here. Usually don't see anything take one missile and keep flying unless it's an Su-25. Had another missile, so I just guess we feed it to him. I imagine he was stock and didn't have flares, or maybe he was just trying to save his plane. But there's another hit, still not going down, but I think that's it for him. That was probably a kill of tail control. And there he goes. Well, boys, that's all for today. I hope you guys are enjoying the series as per usual. Make sure you guys are hitting me with comments, checking out the live stream, leaving likes, you know what to do. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. I'll catch you in the next one.